What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a what you need to know from your spirit baby reading. I'm really excited to be sharing this with everybody. Make sure that you're subscribed. It's the easiest way to give me a energy exchange for this information, for this reading, and to just share our time. Make sure to leave a comment afterwards if anything resonated. Head down to the description box to check your timestamp because we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they're all going to be linked in the description box below so you can jump straight to your reading. So just take a moment with your intuition, take a deep breath, and we'll hop right in. Hello, pile 1. Welcome back to your reading, or I guess not welcome back, but welcome to your reading. We have a bunch of different cards, all of which will be mentioned in the description box if you're wondering which ones they are. Oracle and Tarot as usual. Also, if you want to give me an energy exchange for this reading, for you and your spirit baby, please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's just hop right into your general energy check-in. We have the Wasteland, Sustainability, Slow Down, and Tend Your Garden. And then we have Magic. Okay, so we'll take those into consideration as we move through this non-traditional medicine cross with the tarot. The medicine cross is something that I formulated. It's a little bit different than traditional Celtic cross. So just keep that in mind as I read them for you, that it will not be exactly the way you would read a Celtic cross. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So the very first thing that I'm noticing is maybe some pretty big changes, some switching of roles. You're starting to delegate responsibilities a little bit differently. You're becoming more and more aware of, your home, your finances, your partnership, your health, your future goals. You're being able to be more realistic about the bigger picture right now. Some major changes with money have recently went down, and that caused some big changes and possibly the need to be more independent. In the future, you're kind of continuing on that path, not so much feeling like maybe everyone's going to do things for you. There could be a feeling of lack of support, like you need to be independent, like you have to look out for number one. There could be a resistance to loneliness for you, and kind of like your healing has taken a pause. So some of the changes you're moving through really have shuffled you in a way that you weren't expecting. And this doesn't mean that it's out of your control. It can just mean that sometimes you're extra frustrated at your partner or loved ones, or that things aren't working out in your favor. Even though things are very clear and everything's okay, there is this sense of chaos or loneliness or inability to, tame your own fire or habits or anything like that. So you have a lot of alchemy and balance going on, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that all the time. You're trying to rewire your life in a very authentic way right now and make changes, but I don't think it's possible in just a couple of days. These are going to be big, long, drawn out changes before you have this spirit baby come earth side, because you do have a lot of independence and cleaning up to do for yourself. And you do know what these things are, and it's not like it's super hard. It's just maybe there's some resistance there. There's a little bit of fear of your own power. There's a need for more space to be held, which you'll be addressing in the future with the people around you. I do have an advice card from Kuan Yin here, the Turquoise Lotus Mother, card number 42, and I'm just going to quickly read you a sentence or two from here. Turquoise Lotus Mother brings precious healing to you now. Allow yourself to be lifted out of struggle. An old pattern is finally in its death throes, something that weighed heavily on you from your past. This can be one of the most testing times to allow something to go when it seems to be so demanding of your time, focus, and attention. Yet, do not doubt you have actually learned lessons it required of you, and now you're being blessed with an opportunity to receive karmic healing. Okay, so the changes you're moving through are 100% necessary for the spirit baby to come into a safe environment with you. So just trust what's happening right now. Even if you feel like people should be doing more, you should have more help, people should be on your page. This time is more about becoming fully independent so you can fulfill your personal dharma and see what the universe actually has in store for you during this time, because it's not for nothing, I'll tell you that. Now, in terms of these cards, these are both created by me. They're just 2 DIY fun decks for spirit babies. The first one is going to be characteristics that your baby wants you to know that it has. We have homebody, soul contract with the dad, and blonde hair. So they could have blonde hair. There's a soul contract with the father, something karmic there that will be showcasing itself possibly soon or will be noticeable in early stages. And then we have homebody. They like to be at home, cozy. And these are going to be time cards that are significant to the time frame of you, your baby, conception, having babies. And we have 11 months, 10 years, or 1 year. So these could all be significant dates, again, to conception, birthday, etc., appointments, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update on you and your spirit baby. If you did, please leave a comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll see ya. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. We are just going to hop right in. If you're wondering which cards I'm using, they will all be in the description box. And if you want to make an energy exchange for this reading today, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps me to continue making content. So without further ado, let's hop right in. Our first general check-in card we have is we are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, and living in connection. One more check-in card we have ideation. Okay, so it sounds like we have some realities we're starting to tap into, some new fresh circulating ideas and manifestations heading our way. I'm going to be doing a medicine cross reading here to explain kind of the unfolding of your baby story and laying them out and reading them. So again, I'm laying out a medicine cross. It's a little bit different than the traditional Celtic cross, but yeah, I'd just like to give that disclaimer. Okay, so this is going to show us the unfolding of you and your spirit baby for the next little while. Beautiful. Okay. So the very first thing that I'm seeing is you are in a time of a lot of abundance. There's been a lot of reflection, healing family trauma, a lot of leaving behind of patterns, habits, people that don't serve you. You may already be pregnant or are very close to conceiving. You're starting to understand how maybe work and productivity can be a subject matter that you need to rewire for yourself a little bit. You could be changing schedules, changing up jobs. You're making changes for yourself that are taking the weight off of you a little bit, which is really good news. There's more desire and luxury and beauty and plentifulness coming your way. A lot of getting rid of too much work, which Spirit's very proud of you. Spirit does want you to rest and digest and let this be an emotional process rather than such a material process. So if you have the means to not work as hard, you do get a green light there. Meanwhile, your spirit guides are telling you, you totally got this. Any anxieties you have about the birthing process are totally taken care of. You have a strong team. You're going to be doing a lot of internal work as you grow this child. It's all very divinely aligned. It can feel like such a leap, such a change, and it is, but it's definitely divinely aligned here. And it seems that you're very close, actually closer than the other piles that I've read. Okay, so we have a Kuan Yin Oracle card here just for a little bit further advice and wisdom. We have Maiden Magu, card number 16, which could be a significant number. So let's see. Just going to read something quickly. So the Maiden Magu, goddess of spring, healing, and transformation, brings you assistance. You are asked to honor the light that can come even from dark beginnings, beloved. In fact, sometimes we need to enter the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative self-fulfillment, and happiness. The challenge can be to trust that we will arise from this darker place. Just as spring follows winter, so too will any inner work with the shadow precede a beautiful rebirth for you. This is awesome because we had the We Are Nature and the ideation, and you're just so blessed, but you're doing some very serious inner work that's going to show for itself, which is really beautiful. Now, I have a couple of cards that I actually made from 2 different decks, that I made, just for fun for the Spirit Baby readings. So the Spirit Baby, this one is to show you a little bit about what your Spirit Baby might look like, characteristics, etc. There's things in these ones, and these ones are timing. So your Spirit Baby wants you to know that it will have curly hair, that it doesn't cry a lot, and it loves to debate. Okay, so we have kind of a wild child. And then to close out, we have these 3 timing, which could be relevant to conception, due dates, anything that is relevant to you and your Spirit Baby. So we have 2 years, 4 years, and 9 years. Okay, so take that however you'd like. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I'm so excited to be doing this for you. So we're going to just go ahead and lay out all of your cards. To get started, our first card, general check-in. We'll do actually our two first cards as our general check-in. All of the cards are going to be linked or listed in the description box in case you're wondering which cards I'm using. And make sure that you liked and subscribed to exchange energy for this reading I'm about to give you and connect you to your Spirit Baby. Okay. In our first general check-in, we have release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change, and you have protection. Okay, so I don't think I need to elaborate on that very much. That sounds pretty straightforward. So we have the protection and release, shedding, change. Beautiful. So I'm already feeling some pretty intense energy coming from this one on pile 2 or pile 3. No, yeah, pile 3. Sorry about that. Okay, Queen of Swords. We're going to do a medicine cross to kind of see the unfolding path with you and your Spirit Baby, and it all coming toward you and into picture and whatnot. So, okay, let me lay these out and then I will read them for you. I want them all to be in the frame. Okay. Over here. Beautiful. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm seeing is you may have had some issues with, you may have been struggling a little bit with issues with either work, independence, or even possibly relationship, but you're really able to rely right now on community. You could have a very solid support team that's going to assist you when it comes to encouraging you to have a baby or coming up with a birth plan. You will have some really solid women around you during this pregnancy and birth is what I'm picking up first, but you may have moved through a little bit of a challenging time with relationship and even work. And what Spirit's trying to do is not let you get too comfortable, too domesticated, because you still have a lot of ideas up your sleeve. I think sometimes you may forget how fast you're able to manifest new ideas and projects and businesses and passions and all those sorts of things. So Spirit wants you to remember that this will not be any sort of slower time for you in terms of your creativity levels. Right now, you're kind of doing some of the heavy lifting on your real material world, your relationships, your work, like I said. But there's no need to really worry because a lot of these things are going to be turning over pretty quickly. It's just important for you to remember that having boundaries and being independent is what you should put first. Just being there for you first is important, and anything that is supposed to be around you and in your baby's life in the future will follow. But it's very important that this child comes into the world with a parent who isn't going to self-sacrifice for a partner or for work. This baby wants you to know that putting yourself first and your happiness and your well-being and your peace of mind and taking a break or drawing a boundary between you and someone who is toxically affecting you is absolutely divine, a divine thing to do. So lean into friends and community right now, and if a lover is bothering you, definitely make some space there. But if a lover isn't bothering you, or you're not sure who that lover is going to be, don't worry, because you're just kind of doing, again, the heavy lifting right now, and all of these things are going to fall back into place once there is a creative kind of kink worked out. So some sort of new project, new money-making opportunity is coming towards you before the baby stuff can really get rolling, because Spirit wants you to know there's an alternative path that you haven't seen yet when it comes to making more money and portraying your hobbies. There's still more to be uncovered and unlocked and found and retrieved and created. And you're going to be doing all of that. But right now you just kind of have to wait it out, because there are some things that need to be worked out in your relationships and in the way you're making money before you can manifest that level of confidence and reciprocity for your efforts and your creativity. So just trust. Give it another 2 to 3 months of being patient, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, working through some emotional baggage that may need to be cleared up. And then the baby stuff can get moving again. Okay, so I have a oracle card from the Kuan Yin Oracle, Ivory Swan Goddess, card number 15. I'm actually going to read you a couple of the little blips from the book from this one. The Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades. Release guilt, shame, and judgment, that you might realize your beauty. Be more of yourself and shine your divine essence into the world. So I do think that you could possibly be, your confidence or something could be getting chipped away at by somebody around you. So yeah, you're just clearing up the field, getting more independent, bringing in more self-love, straightening out your relationships, like I said, and then this baby can kind of come through. But you're healing, doing some heart healing and money healing right now. And actually we can confirm some of the timing here with these cards, and then these cards are going to be some things your baby wants you to know about them. So we have singer, angelic, and needs extra explanations. Okay, so your baby wants you to know that it is very interested in being a singer and wants you to nurture that talent. There's something angelic about this being. They are a higher octave of, I'm getting a higher octave of interest. They like things that are kind of classical and elegant and vibrant. So this is a very high vibrational being, and they might need some extra explanation. So they might have a lot of questions. They might be very curious about the world. I feel like they're probably from an alternate kind of reality in their past lives where it was more angelic, and now they're kind of like coming to the world, and they're gonna need a little bit more explanation than you're used to, and that's okay. And then we have some timing cards to start to close out the reading here. And we have, these could all be relevant to the baby, to conception, to different significant points in your journey, etc. So we have 3 days, 3 months, and 10 years. Okay, so these could all be relevant to, again, birthdays, conception, etc. So I hope everybody enjoyed their reading that chose a pile number 3. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know. And until my next reading, I'll see ya. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in. I have a plethora of cards to give you your spirit baby reading. We're gonna leave it pretty open-ended today so that whatever your future child wants to communicate, or your current child even, your spirit baby wants to communicate, it can just come through easily. Your intuition led you here, and we're gonna see what your spirit baby has to say with all of our cards. Like I said, we have a plethora of oracle cards, all of which will be linked below. Make sure that you've liked this video, subscribe to my channel, and show some support. And we're gonna hop right in. So just to do a brief energy check-in, we have disruption. Okay. Let's see. So our energy check-in, we have disruption and the return, a new story. You decide, alignment, it's coming together. Okay, so you may have this feeling, you know, that there's a time delay, a wait, some sort of agreement that needs to be come to. There's something obviously delaying or disrupting your process, most likely of giving birth, if you will. So a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. Your plan and your goals are still happening. This pile's definitely going to have a child if it's something they want to do. It's just that there are some things unfolding and budding open. The rose is really standing out. You know, there's a lot of things happening with career, home. There's a lot of changes that need to happen and unfold and blossom before this child makes its way into reality. So we're going to see a little bit more of what that looks like with our tarot. We're going to do a traditional Celtic cross. And I say traditional, but honestly, as many of you may know, you know, tarot is so up for interpretation and there's so many different ways to do things, but I am going to read it as I do since it's my YouTube channel and I'm the one reading here, so I guess I have to do it the way I do. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to read this Celtic cross as if it is an insight into your spirit baby path right now. Okay, so, and just to tell you how I read this is going to be our gift from Spirit, how we're showing up on the material, how we're arriving, what lesson is bringing us from what we recently mastered to what we're going to master, and how that's going to look in real time. More about what we're going to master here, the key to mastery, our spirit guides, and our internal resources and subconscious. So that's how I read it. I just want to give a disclaimer there because I know so many people read it differently. That's how we're doing it. So we'll set your other cards up here off to the side with your crystal. Okay, so one major thing that I see in your future is the ability to really cut through any BS, any distractions. You're able to actually speak into reality exactly what you want. You're able to tell your family, your partner, you're able to attract a partner and clearly tell them what, you know, you're looking for in a relationship if you aren't yet. This King of Swords energy is very independent, quick-witted. So there's a lot of verbal delegation and energy to be caught up on. I do have this feeling of like a frenzy. I have this feeling that you're really wanting to jump the gun, maybe even when it comes to having a child right now. I think that you and your mind are much closer to understanding what that's going to be like and look like and understanding that relationship than most people around you. So just so you know, you're going to be moving into the verbal stage of starting this process. So you might have already mentioned it, you might have already been talking about it a little bit, but now it's going to be something that you really start to push for other people to get on board with you. And so it's all verbal. It's all about being very clear. That's my biggest takeaway from this reading already so far, is that there's a lot to do, from job to responsibilities to possible moves in the future, job shifts between you and your partner, possibly some of you even attracting a partner. There's a lot to do before this baby becomes a part of your everyday life. And so you're going to let that happen, but meanwhile you're manifesting verbally, right? We're always telling clearly to the universe, to our peers, to our family, this is what we want. There's no more, I don't have enough, I don't have a job, they don't have a job, they don't have the means to take care of a child. There's no more blaming on not enoughness for you. Now it's about actually attracting it via actions, consistency. You're going to be making money, but also conserving it. You're learning how to deal more with the material realm than you ever have, really equipping you to be ready for that responsibility that's coming in. There's some major endings surrounding you that are purposeful and jumpstarting you toward your family life, toward your career path. This pile definitely has a pretty intertwined child career path. Like, they don't just drop out of their own passions and interests and responsibilities, though some things will come to a close as you get closer to conception. You still are able to stay very productive. A lot of things just need to happen before you can have a baby is what I'm getting. But you're going to be verbally manifesting it by, you know, just thinking about it and telling your partner, or getting your ducks in a row, which will just require you to be very clear in your intentions, right? So that could look like some of you saying that up front to some of your partners and starting to talk more in those long-term terms, being more honest with, you know, a medical team, a doctor, being more honest with yourself, looking into pregnancy and looking into that journey. It's becoming more real. It's becoming something you talk about, but there are some big changes that need to happen before it can become real. And one of those things will be managing your finances. You're going to be, some of the non-secure things are going to be taken away from you. That could look like a loss of an income, or a gaining of an income, a switching out of things. Like certain responsibilities are going to be switched out before this baby comes into real life for you. And also you may feel like time drags on forever, but it's well worth the wait. You're really setting up a solid foundation for this very intelligent child to come through. I'm getting very intelligent vibes. I'm getting feminine energy, yet very masculine, straightforward, very creative child's coming through, very much feeds on your fire. You really nurture some of the qualities that this soul is here to not only participate in, but kind of master, like being able to be very, very non-labelable, very inspiring. This child is very, very intelligent, quick-witted, different, like a star child, very interested in the arts, but also maybe possibly even interested in legal matters and performing and public speaking. And so you're really just becoming that fertile soil to nurture that new life. And there are some things that you just have to confront that revolve around habits, money, partnership, etc., to really get into gear for this child when it's ready to come through. Okay. And then our piece of advice, we have Enter the Jade Temple from our Kuan Yin Oracle card, which I am going to read you this page. So we have number 11. 11 could be significant. Kuan Yin in her Temple of Peaceful Jade causes all conflict to elevate to higher peaceful resolution. So when we had the disruption and we had the new story, it's like things might be taken away from you before this baby comes in, and that means you're on the right path. It means that, you know, that what you went through and what you're going through and what you're resolving and what you're bringing into balance is all a part of the divine plan, and you're perfectly right where you need to be. And to close this out, we have, actually I'll have one more thing to come to, but our last cards that we have are just little things that your baby wants you to know about them. So we have some characteristics cards that I made. So we have super adored and charming. So again, we have that kind of like, hey, I'm going to be a lot of energy, or I'm going to have a lot of energy, I'm going to have a lot of drive and artistic qualities that I want you to hold space for. So your child is letting you know that it's coming in hot when it does. It's resourceful. They're very resourceful, and they're a prankster. Okay, so it sounds like we have a fun yet balanced kind of energy here looking after you. And then in terms of timing, your spirit baby would want you to know we have April, 5 years, and 2 months. So these could all be significant timestamps in your journey, whether it be conception, or appointments, due dates, etc. So these could all be significant somehow, some way. All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed this reading. I hope this gave you a little pick-me-up. I'm so happy to connect you to your spirit baby. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I'll see ya. Bye.